Going on, everybody? Welcome to another video for New Biology Clinic. I wanted to take this time to discuss something that I find, always interesting when it comes up. I've done similar videos relative to relating to this rather. But one of the things that I find interesting is when I work with people and when we're going through things, we're talking about the specificities to whatever it is that we think or what I think is beneficial to them at that time. I tend to hear, when people are newer and maybe not as familiar with how we do things, is the understandable question is, okay, well, then what will be next? Like, what are we going to do next? Like, what's going to be after this? And I find that's an interesting question because what that lets me know, and again, genuine question, I'm always happy to give people that sense of where we're going so they can see hopefully the journey and what we're intending to do. But when you see it and hear it long enough, you can kind of get a sense that there is that component to the question of also not necessarily seeing what the immediate and present pieces to this journey, what impact they're going to have. So what I mean is that it's going, yeah, we'll get through this part, but then like what's over there? What's going to be that thing that we do? So I know this is where the healing is. That's where I'm going to really see the change. That's where everything's going to start to feel better. And this is something I think is important for all of us is that we might see that this journey isn't glamorous. I've talked about this before. It isn't going to be something always, above and beyond. It is the day-to-day, sometimes feeling, repetitive, mundane. I already know all this type of mindset and just needing to know how to really apply that to our lives. Because people aren't going to want to hear, or people who maybe are new don't necessarily want to hear someone say, I need you to focus on your breathing. I need you to really slow yourself down. Feel the breath coming in, try to relax the jaw. They don't want to hear, I need you to do calf raises when you're sitting down throughout the day. They don't want to hear that I need you to focus on, trying to relax your shoulders, not necessarily trying to hold that tension, trying to put yourself in your body throughout the day. That's where I want you to start. Some people don't want to hear those things because it's going, yeah, okay, I already know that. But then what? What else am I going to do? Not because it's that they're curious about what's to come. It's also because there is this desire to try to force this and rush past these moments that are the foundation, the building blocks to all the other things that we're about to do after that point. So if this is you or you know someone who's like this, I do challenge you to try to really slow yourself down, really try to focus on looking at every little piece of your journey, whether it's training with me or somebody else, where they give you information, they give you insight, they give you things to start to apply, and you go through it and go, okay, I can do this. We'll do it again and again and again and again, kind of like the Karate Kid, where he's the sensei's working with Daniel and he's trying to teach him the same thing and he's making him go through the same motions over and over and over again. And it's a perfect analogy where he's like, why am I doing this? And he's like, because this is it. This is what you need. This is how you are going to become better, or in the movie, win. But how we can apply it to us is it's those repetitive motions that your body can start to recognize as the default, as we say, or I like to say. It becomes your default. When things feel a little bit out of whack, you know how to shift into those new defaults rather than old compensations. And it's not because the compensations are bad, it's just what your body knows. It's what it's been accustomed to, it's been trained to do consciously or unconsciously. So now what we're trying to do is we are trying to consciously make subtle changes. I can't, I always say to people, I can't ask you to do a backflip on the first try. Some of you might say, I'll never do a backflip. Just like a lot of people I've worked with say, I'll never be able to do this thing again. And our job is going, all right, well, we need to take steps. You're not going to do it right now. You're not going to do a backflip right this second, but you can practice. And I use that because it's such a clear visual for people of going, wow, that seems like it's impossible. No, a backflip? Geez, no chance. And not a lot of people necessarily are going to do that, but I hear people say that being like, hey, we can get you walking again. We can do certain things. Hey, we can get this pain to subside. You're like, there's no way. And then I'll see people do it. And it's going, wow, I actually can do this. Well, we needed to take those baby steps. We needed to take that little by little, let your body adapt. So that way, when it comes time to, hey, what's next? Hey, now we can go to that next thing. Now we can start tapping into that next thing because we've given ourselves the foundation, the fundamentals, the building blocks to support everything that we're about to do. And obviously, whatever's next, there's always going to be a next. We're always going to have something else we're going to be doing and can be doing, or you can be doing on your own. That's how life works. There is no, we've done it, now it's perfected. I don't have to do it again. No, there's always room for these growths. This is why when people come in and they go, you're telling me I have to exercise for the rest of my life? No, we're training. Life is training. So I don't want us to get caught up in this exercise because exercise isn't going, it's not, there's no purpose. There's nothing driving it. Just like, you know, when you're learned a skill, it's like, all right, I got it. Now I'm done. It's like, no, there's life. There's more to it. You can keep practicing. You can keep training. You could take a break from it, sure, but it's always going to be there. It's always going to be present. Just like, playing an instrument. I might not go and play guitar for a while, but if I've taken my time to feel it out, my body has those muscle memory. It can go back to doing it. And you just practice and you'll find yourself moving in, oh, okay, I got this again. But it's also, again, patterns and habits we can be doing that can actually be hindering us. So we want to be able to recognize when we slow things down, do the fundamental basics. You can go, hey, this is repetitive, or maybe this seems not as challenging right now, but this is what my body needs in order to build the proper foundation for much more complex movements, more complex, patterns and just memorizing in different planes of motion, shifting directions, shifting heights, elevations. If you're standing up, sitting down, turning while you're doing it, twisting while you're doing it. There's so many things when you break it down into complex movements where it can be actually much more, again, difficult to see and be present in your body when you're doing it if you rush through it. If you just go on, well, what's next? Oh, I want to slam things against the wall, or I want to do push-ups. Okay, well, if every time you're here, we can't get you to do the push-up if you're up here. Oh, okay, I just want to do abs. Okay, well, we can't get you to maybe do things if every time you go into that position, your hip is clicking and it really hurts. Or every time you go to here, it makes your back hurt. Because that's usually when I've seen people who go, okay, well, what's next? How do I get there? What do I need to do to get there? Well, we need to be here. Well, I already got this. I'm good. I already got this, but I want to do this. Okay, try it. Oh, it hurts my back. See, we're not doing the right thing. It's like, no, just we're asking your body to make changes. So if you are somebody who's what's next, challenge yourself to slow down with the subtleties. Start small. Start with, okay, can I just feel my fingers? Can I connect these points? Can I move through the wrist? What's my range of motion without moving my whole arm? Can I just move the wrist? Challenge, assess your body. Can I move through ranges here? What's my range of motion? What is at my disposal right now? And the more you do that, and the more we start seeing where there's limitation, we can start addressing those. We can put our attention, direct our energy towards those areas. Start to see, okay, here's some subtle things I can do to build the foundation here. Open this up a little bit, build stability, right? So if you have more questions about this, obviously find me at newbiologyclinic.com. If you've already been following along and you obviously or are a member, you can see all of our webinars, all of our classes, everything else that I provide, as well as the other practitioners, other enrichment services, biofield tuning. We have dietitians. We have, we have, what's it called? Words, Patrick. We have, gosh, why am I drawing a blank? You can find it all at the clinic. There's a ton of stuff. We have Stacy, we have Monica, we have Tatiana, we have Becky, we have an entire amazing team of people. So you can see them all there. But anyway, I hope this helps. I'll see you in the next video, everyone. And on that, have a great day.